sensation as three masked intruders with guns grab a popular influencer by the hair demanding money. Her husband had his own gun, leading to a shootout.
All right, guys, we've got some major updates on the Amouranth situation, and honestly, it's pretty wild. If you've been following this story, you know it's been a complete roller coaster. At the beginning of the month, news broke that Amarouranth was the victim of a home invasion. But the internet being the internet, a lot of people immediately started doubting her story. And honestly, I kind of get it. Amarouranth's had some messy situations in the past, and the fact that some details of her story kept changing definitely made people suspicious. But now, well, it looks like the truth is finally out. On March 2nd, 2025, Amouranth, real name Caitlin Siragusa, experienced one of the most terrifying moments of her life when three armed men broke into her Houston home in the middle of the night. And let me be clear, this wasn't some quick burglary or a random break-in. This was targeted. The intruders weren't just looking for valuables, they were there for something specific: her cryptocurrency holdings. According to reports, the men were heavily armed and masked. Amouranth later confirmed that they had handguns and even brought along duct tape and masks, which makes it clear they had every intention of keeping her restrained and taking what they wanted. Once they got inside, things escalated fast. Amouranth said they immediately became violent, pistol whipping her and physically assaulting her. She described how she tried to protect her head using the defensive techniques she learned from boxing, but the beating was relentless. Blood was reportedly streaming down her face and hands during the attack. But here's where things get even more intense. Amaranth's husband, Nick, was in another building on their property when the break-in happened. When he realized what was going on, he grabbed a firearm and confronted the intruders. Nick reportedly fired at them, injuring at least one of the suspects and forcing them to flee. And honestly, that probably saved Amaranth's life. If Nick hadn't stepped in when he did, this situation could have ended up being a lot worse. After the attack, Amouranth took to social media to give a raw and emotional account of what happened. In a series of posts, she shared chilling details about the night. "I believe I shot one of them. They wanted crypto. Is what they were yelling they pulled me out of bed. This was a home invasion, so what here? Now I'm safe." Posted alongside a photo of the crime scene. 3 gunmen. He screams, I got shot, after. I'm not supposed to post the scene itself, nor the casing, which are now evidence. They beat me before this video and pistol whipped me. The pummeling felt like it would never end, and I protected my head by putting my arms up like I learned how to do in boxing. Blood was streaming down my head and my hands were beet brown. They brought duct tape and masks and were armed with handguns. I might have to remove this video later. The high-res version is already with cops. Turn up sound. Referring to a video clip she shared of the aftermath. A trail of his blood, all the way along driveway, forensic testing it. They kept shooting my bedroom door and then finally kicked it in, posted with photos showing the damaged door. Now, these tweets add even more weight to just how terrifying this situation was. The fact that there was a trail of blood along her driveway suggests at least one of the suspects was seriously injured when her husband fired at them. And those photos of her shot-up bedroom door? That's next-level horror movie stuff. The fact that they kept shooting the door before kicking it in shows they were dead set on getting to her. This wasn't some panic-driven, random robbery. They were willing to shoot their way into her bedroom to get what they wanted. And the fact that she had to say, I might have to remove this video later, just highlights how sensitive and serious this situation is. With an ongoing police investigation, there's always a risk that posting too much on social media could interfere with the case. But at the same time, she's clearly using her platform to make sure people see the truth, especially after all the doubt and accusations she initially faced. Let that sink in for a second. 3 masked men, guns, duct tape, a brutal beating, a gunfight, and a door getting shot up before finally being kicked in. That's not just a break-in, that's a full-blown home invasion scenario straight out of an action thriller. Now, here's where it gets even crazier. Fast forward to now, and we've got some serious updates. For teenagers have officially been charged with aggravated robbery and aggravated kidnapping in connection to the attack. And this isn't just internet speculation. This comes straight from the Harris County District Clerk's office, so it's legit. The suspects are between 16 and 19 years old, which honestly makes this whole situation even more disturbing. Like, how does someone end up committing armed robbery and kidnapping at 16? The youngest suspect's identity hasn't been released because of their age, but the other three have been publicly named in the official reports. One of the suspects, identified as Brian Anthony Salazar Guerrero, reportedly admitted to driving the assailants to Amouranth's residence, but claimed he didn't enter the home. He's been released on bond and is scheduled to appear in court this April. And listen, that's not going to sit well with a lot of people. After the charges were filed, Amouranth wasted no time addressing the situation. She posted an article about the arrests on social media with a caption that was straight to the point. For those of you still doubting, and honestly, can you blame her for being a little smug? When this story first broke, the internet was quick to call her a liar. People accused her of staging the whole thing for attention. And yeah, it didn't help that she plugged her OnlyFans shortly after the attack. I mean, the timing was questionable. But now that there are legal charges, suspects in custody, and physical injuries to back it up, there's no denying this was real. Amouranth even gave an interview to a local news station where she showed the stitches in her head from the attack. Yeah, this wasn't some clout-chasing stunt. She got seriously hurt. And the fact that people were clowning her for this is honestly disgusting. What's wild is how quickly public perception flipped. When the news first broke, people were saying it was a setup, a stunt to promote her of, or just another influencer drama moment. But now that we've got actual evidence, court documents, and media reports, yeah, those people are starting to look real stupid. And let's not ignore how dark this situation really is. Home invasions are already terrifying, but the fact that the attackers were teenagers, that's just unsettling. How does a group of 16 to 19-year-olds even come up with a plan like this? And why target Amouranth specifically? Were they tipped off about her cryptocurrency holdings? Did they have inside information? There's a lot we still don't know. What's crazy is that Amouranth seems ready to move on. She's already back to streaming and posting content. A lot of people would be completely traumatized after something like this, but Amouranth seems determined to keep going. This whole situation also raises some bigger questions about internet fame and the risks that come with it. When you're a public figure with millions of followers, you're not just famous, you're a potential target. And the fact that this happened to Amouranth proves that. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers public figures can face. It's fortunate that Amouranth and her husband were able to respond effectively during such a critical moment. Our thoughts are with them as they recover from this traumatic experience. But yeah, crazy story, even crazier outcome. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Were you one of the people who doubted her? Or did you believe her from the start? Either way, this whole situation just got a lot more complicated. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates, because something tells me this story isn't over yet.